Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my weekly Newsround series. This time it's episode 27. A ton of information to get through as always. There will be spoilers, but don't worry, I'll be spoiling nothing about Avengers Endgame. I have a ton of information on Endgame, but I won't be bringing it because I know a lot of you have not yet seen the movie. And trust me, it is well worth watching. Starting with some tragic news. I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. Actor Peter Mayhew, Star Wars original iconic Chewbacca, died on April the 30th at 74, surrounded by his family at the his North Texas home. His family announced Thursday on Twitter. If you don't know Peter Mayhew looks like, that is Peter Mayhew. Yeah, he was inside the very first Chewbacca suit worn in the original trilogy. Beloved by multiple generations of fans, the English-born Mayhew appeared as the Wookiee, Han Solo's best friend and Millennium Falcon co-pilot in the original trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, the Star Wars Holiday Special, and last appeared in The Force Awakens. He was active on the Star Wars convention circuit for most of his career as Chewbacca. Now measuring 7'3" tall, Mayhew got the role of Chewie when the original actor eyed for the role, bodybuilder David Prowse decided to play Darth Vader instead. Now, while occasionally appearing as an actor, Mayhew also co-authored with his wife Angie a graphic novel, memoir Growing Up Giant, and an anti-bullying book, My Favourite Giant, and became involved in charitable causes, including his own Peter Mayhew Foundation. There will be a memorial service for friends and family on June the 29th, with a memorial for fans in Los Angeles in early December at EmpireCon. He is survived by his wife Angie and their 3 children. So that's sad, isn't it? Thankfully I had the chance to meet Kenny Baker before he passed, but I would love to have met Peter Mayhew, an iconic legend. He will be missed. I know Mark Hamill recently penned a nice tribute to him. Okay, on we go. Now, like I said, there will be spoilers, but I won't be spoiling anything to do with Endgame. And I won't be revisiting my hot comic book alerts. That is for you to go back through and view my 163 videos so far. Carolina Windra, Christopher James Baker and Barry Shabaka Henley have joined the cast of ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for its upcoming 6th season. Woodrow will play Izel, a mercenary from another galaxy who joins forces with the S.H.I.E.L.D. team in order to survive the perils of space. The character will apparently be an original to the show, and there's no major Marvel character named Izel. The actor previously appeared on Quantico, Sneaky Pete and True Blood. Baker is a mysterious assassin from a distant planet named Malachi. It is not clear if it is based on an existing Marvel character. There are several Malachis in Marvel Comics continuity, with the closest being a space phantom with the same name during the Avengers The Crossing arc. Baker is best known for his role as Blake Churchman in True Detective, but is a bit of a comic book TV veteran with roles on Gotham and an undisclosed role on the upcoming Stargirl. Lastly, Henley will play a brilliant natural science professor named Dr. Marcus Benson, recruited to join the S.H.I.E.L.D. team. Like Izel, there is no apparent Marvel Comics character this is based on, at least by name. Henley recently appeared on Bosch, but comic fans might remember him best as Detective Brian Fuller on Heroes. Here is Carolina Windra. Here is Christopher James Baker. And finally, we have Henley. Those are the 3 actors coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. The trailer didn't look too bad for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I found it a tough watch. I got bogged down by it. There wasn't enough action for me. There were some pretty cool cameos like Lady Sif in the early episodes. and of course Nick Fury, but I want to see more. Yeah, I didn't mind some of the episodes, but it left a lot to be desired. I want to see Ghost Rider, that's for sure. Now, like I reported in one of my hot comic book alerts, I talked about the cast of the upcoming James Gunn Suicide Squad. But actress Daniela Melchior has been cast as Ratcatcher. This is Daniela. She will be playing the female Ratcatcher in Warner Brothers' The Suicide Squad. Now, Melchior's Ratcatcher will reportedly have some connection to the undisclosed role Idris Elba is playing. Excited to see what that is going to be. Originally, it was going to be Deadshot, but that has since been quashed. The Suicide Squad will be Melchior's first major English language project after appearing in numerous Portuguese film, TV and theatre productions. Neither the studios nor Melchior have confirmed the casting. However, the actor has shared photos on her Instagram from a recent visit to Hollywood. Now, in comic books, Ratcatcher is a male supervillain, primarily associated with Batman, originally created by Alan Grant, John Wagner, and Norm Breyfogle for 1988's Detective Comics 585. I've got my issue of that comic signed by John Wagner. Ratcatcher was a Gotham pest control specialist who returned to a life of crime using his unique ability to communicate with rats. Now, Margot Robbie, who is Harley Quinn, and Jai Courtney, Captain Boomerang, are reportedly reprising their roles for this sequel by writer-director James Gunn. I'm particularly excited to see Captain Boomerang back. Picked up recently Flash 117, the first appearance of Captain Boomerang. He was certainly the standout in which was a pretty poor Suicide Squad film for me. Let's talk some more MCU news. Hulu has ordered 2 new Marvel live-action TV shows, Ghost Rider and Hellstrom. There's an image that they are advertising it with. Ghost Rider and Hellstrom. And that is going to debut in 2020, announced on Marvel.com. The 2 series will coexist with one another, with Marvel using the branding Spirit of Vengeance. Now, Marvel's Ghost Rider centers on Robbie Reyes, the quintessential anti-hero who lives on the Texas-Mexican border, consumed by hellfire and supernaturally bound to a demon, reads Marvel's description of the show. When he unleashes the rider, Robbie brings vengeance for the innocents he encounters, but struggles controlling the powers he wields. Ingrid Escada, Sneaky Pete Empire will reportedly be the series' showrunner. Very exciting news indeed. Gabriel Luna played Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider in ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it is unclear if the actor will reprise his role or if it will be recast. But I think it since has been announced that Gabriel Luna will be returning. Now, Hulu's Hellstrom is set to feature Damon and Anna Hellstrom, the son and daughter of a mysterious and powerful serial killer. And the siblings have a complicated dynamic as they track down the worst of humanity, each with their attitudes and skills, reads Marvel's description of Hellstrom. The siblings are based on Damon and Satana Hellstrom, who in comic books was a progeny of the biblical Lucifer and a human woman named Victoria Wingate. Damon was created by Roy Thomas and Gary Friedrich in the pages of Ghost Rider, while Satana came in later in Vampire Tales by Thomas and John Romita Jr. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Paul Bozowiecki will reportedly showrun Hellstrom. Now, as a lifelong Marvel fan, I feel incredibly fortunate to help bring this darker, thrilling corner of the comic book universe to life. And I'm just grateful to everyone at Marvel Television and Hulu for the opportunity, said Bozowiecki. Marvel's known for all heart, humour and action they put into every series, but this time around we're adding some scares to the mix. And I think we found a compelling way to dissect some of our deepest fears through the experiences of our 2 lead characters. Hulu already has a massive lineup of Marvel-based shows, from the current live-action Runaways to the upcoming cartoons MODOK, Hitmonkey, I picked that up recently, his first appearance, Tigra and Dazzler, Howard the Duck, and then they're all combining for the Offenders. Marvel doesn't specify if Ghost Rider and Hellstrom will be in the same continuity as the other MCU live-action shows, but again, I think that has just been confirmed. Marvel's parent company Disney owns a major stake in Hulu. Here's a quick picture of Damon Hellstrom, who is going to be in, obviously, the Hellstrom series. And here is an image, if I can get it up, of course, Satana. A couple of new characters I'm looking forward to seeing. Moving on. And we're talking still Marvel TV shows. Marvel Studios' live-action Disney Plus shows will be 6 to 8 episodes per season. This is in line with what Elizabeth Olsen previously stated, that WandaVision would be 6 hours in length. The Hollywood Trade reports that Olsen, Scarlet Witch, Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, Sebastian Stan, who plays Winter Soldier, and Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye, negotiated separate deals for their reported TV shows, and they don't preclude the actors from returning to the big screen. The contracts of Tom Hiddleston, Loki, and Paul Bettany, Vision, were not mentioned. Disney Plus is scheduled to debut in November the 12th, with the Falcon Winter Soldier show expected to debut in the first year of the service. Release dates for WandaVision, Loki, and Hawkeye have not yet been specified. And of course, they're also talking a Rocket and Groot show, and most recently, a Hulk and She-Hulk. That one I'm most excited for. Fingers crossed that one happens. My daughter's a big She-Hulk fan, so am I. Back to DC now. And this character. Yeah, you've seen the face there. Because David Dastmalchian has been cast as the Polka Dot Man in Warner Brothers' The Suicide Squad from James Gunn. You'll recognise him. He's been in loads of things. He played Abracadabra on the Flash TV show. I saw him in a fantastic movie from James Gunn called the Belichick Experiment, I think it was called. Now, originally created by Sheldon Moldoff and Charles Paris for 1962's Detective Comics issue 300, which was his first appearance, the Polka Dot Man is a Gotham City villain whose principal attributes are the ability to use the dots on his costumes as weapons, or to reach through to obtain weapons. Dastmalchian is well known to comic fans, playing Kurt in the Ant-Man films, of course. Yeah, I forgot about that. Abracadabra in the Flash TV show, Dwight Pollard on Fox's Gotham, yeah, he's been around, and Thomas Schiff in The Dark Knight. Margot Robbie is also set to reprise her role along with Jai Courtney. So that cast is taking shape, and it's looking quite exciting in my opinion. Now, writer-directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller have signed a 5-year deal overall with Sony Pictures to develop live-action and animated shows, including a suite of TV series based on Sony's Spider-Verse movies. First, reported by Deadline, a reported $100+ million deal would also include non-Spider-Verse shows as well, including original projects by Lord and Miller. We are so grateful to everyone at Sony Pictures Television for choosing to partner with us and expand our enduring relationship with the studio, said Lord and Miller in a joint statement. Together, we aim to make groundbreaking work of the highest quality and integrity, and to place that work in convenient proximity to your eyeballs and ear holes, wherever you may be. Now, Lord and Miller come to Sony TV after 9 years at 20th Century Fox Television. The Hollywood Trade reports that the duo didn't want to continue there due to Fox's connection to Disney, whose subsidiary Lucasfilm dismissed them from Solo, a Star Wars story. This is a significant milestone for our television business, having the opportunity to work with the two of the most creative forces in the industry in both our film and television businesses, said Mike Hopkins, SPD chairman. Building on our strong IP and creating new franchises have been a key focus for SPE, and this is the best way to do that is to invest in remarkable storytellers like Phil and Chris. We are thrilled to welcome them to the SPT family, and I want to thank Jeff, Chris and Jason for all their hard work in putting this deal together. So that is very exciting. Of course, Into the Spider-Verse garnered many awards, including an Oscar. So look out for those new shows. That sounds very exciting to me. This surprised me a little bit because I wasn't a massive fan of the film. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't great. Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel has now a 414 million pull at the domestic box office, passing 2016's Captain America Civil War, which made 408 million. And 2013's Iron Man 3, which made 409 million. And Wonder Woman, which surprised me, 2017's Wonder Woman, 413 million, is just ahead at the moment, but it's just past Wonder Woman, 414 million to 413 million. It'll also certainly pass Civil War, which made 421 million. So it's doing very well, isn't it, Captain Marvel? What was your thoughts on it? I gave it about a 7.5 to a 7. She didn't stand out for me. Stronger in Endgame, but I don't know. I thought that and Ant-Man and the Wasp were two of the weaker MCU entries. And moving on with some more Spider-Man news. Marvel's Spider-Man, the animated series, will return to Disney XD this year with a new storyline, Goblin War. The storyline will be previously unannounced second half of season 2, which has been on hiatus since August of 2018. We've split these seasons up into multiple sections, Marvel's Senior VP of Animation and Family Entertainment, Court Lane told Newsround. The second part of the second season of Spider-Man is coming later this year, and it will be no surprise to fans of the show that the big storyline will be Superior Spider-Man. And just as Peter is trying to pick up the pieces, a Goblin War begins. I can't reveal how much about the twists and turns, but there's a full-on Goblin army. Marvel did not share a specific release date for the new episodes, but say they'll begin later this year. Now, Marvel's Spider-Man Season 2, Part 1 ended with the climax of the Superior Spider-Man arc, airing in August of 2018. And as in comic books, it appears Peter's brush with Otto Octavius will lead into a clash with the whole squad of goblins through their specific identities, though their specific identities remain a mystery. I've seen some of that Disney XD's Spider-Man, and I've quite enjoyed it actually. One of the better animated shows. Here's some news about a game that is now becoming a live-action movie, and this is an image of F. Gary Gray adapting. This is Saints Row that is becoming a live-action movie. Does any of you know about Saints Row? Well, it's on its way. F. Gary Gray is tackling the video game adaptation genre, signing on to produce and direct a Saints Row movie. Now, Gary has been very busy in recent years with the critically acclaimed Straight Outta Compton and blockbusters The Fate of the Furious and Men in Black International, which is due out on June the 14th. Saints Row appears to be more along the line of the latter two movies. Deadline reports Greg Russo is writing the film and has started to develop a niche in the video game adaptation industry. He was also working on the scripts for Resident Evil and Mortal Kombat reboots on top of Saints Row. That's exciting. Saints Row is based on the action-adventure video game about a gang known as the Third Street Saints. The game switches between fight and action scenes and racing sequences, following the Saints as they battle rival gangs to conquer the cities of Stillwater and Steelport. The video games were incredibly successful, with 4 installments selling over 13 million copies. Now, not being a gamer, I knew nothing about this. There is no word on yet whether Saints Row, directed by F. Gary Gray and written by Greg Russo, will hit theatres. Phoenix Studios, Koch Media and Occupant Entertainment will co-produce the film. So guys, if you know about Saints Row, let me know please. Sticking with games, and I'm going to show you a picture. For there is a game coming to the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo of America has unveiled the cover art and release date for the Switch exclusive Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. The sequel, the first game in the Ultimate Alliance series since 2009's Ultimate Alliance 2, will arrive exclusively on Nintendo Switch on July the 19th. So look out for that one, guys. And finally, I talked recently about a recent hot comic book alert that Tyrese Gibson, from the Fast and Furious fame, had signed on to be in Sony's Morbius. Well, Tyrese Gibson, better known as simply Tyrese, has shared a photo from the set of Sony's upcoming Spider-Man spin-off film, Morbius. The picture was posted on Tyrese's Instagram account and features the actor in costume alongside Morbius director Daniel Espinosa. There we go. That is Tyrese Gibson. But he has signed on to play Simon Stroud. And he wrote, on the set in London, UK, standing next to the man who is brilliant beyond, our director Daniel Espinosa, Tyrese wrote on his image's caption. Over our first private dinner, we both talked about and was singing the praises of a real one Denzel Washington. Daniel directed Denzel in the film Safe House, and now he's directing me opposite Jared Leto in this Marvel movie, Morbius. I have to apologise, I get nervous because he directed my all-time hero, and he's been on my bucket list of directors I've always wanted to dance with, and it happened. Now, Tyrese confirmed last month that he had boarded, like I said, the Marvel film as Simon Stroud, an FBI agent tasked with hunting down a vampire known as Morbius. Notably, Tyrese's wardrobe includes sharp clothes as well as a bulletproof vest. Created by Doug Murnich and George Tuska, Stroud first appeared in 1974's Creature on the Loose, issue 30, one of my hot book alerts, in which he hunted Man-Wolf. Now that opens the door for me. Is Man-Wolf going to be turning up at some point? Fingers crossed. He subsequently appeared in Marvel's Adventure into Fear to do the same to Morbius. From there he became a mainstay of Morbius' first solo series in the early 1990s. I see that comic all the time, that issue number 1. Principal photography on Morbius began this past February and is expected to conclude sometime this month. Now, directed by Daniel Espinosa, who did Life, from a script written by Buck Sharpless and Matt Shazam, who did Lost in Space. Sony's Morbius stars Jared Leto as the title character, Matt Smith from Doctor Who as Lokius Crown, and Adria Arjona as Martine Bancroft, Tyrese Gibson as Agent Stroud, and Jared Harris in an undisclosed role. The film will hit theatres July the 31st, 2020. That's a wrap. Did alright to avoid Avengers Endgame, didn't I? That's Daz, over and out. Bye for now.